Hey YouTube, my name is Charlotte and I'm an artist in Wiltshire in the UK. Today it is craft show season, so a lot of events and fairs happening in the local area. I personally have limited myself and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later, but get ready with me for my craft show season and for all the events coming up where I need some physical products with me. So I'll be moving around a fair bit in my studio while I do this, but a little bit about this year's events really. So a few years back, I used to do weekends back to back to back, attending craft shows, craft and art shows. Believe it or not, they are all different in people's, well, at least organisers' minds. These personally didn't go too successfully for me. I had a lot of cards, mugs, some of which I'm still selling and are in these boxes here. These are the items that I will be taking with me this time to a local church fair, as I'm planning to hopefully sell these off and get down to the artwork that I ultimately want to sell. These events were kind of just out of COVID. A lot of places were trying to hype these up, and unfortunately I didn't make any profit over that time. And because of the hours that are put in terms of getting your stock ready, if it needs to be printed, organising the printers and delivery, organising packaging materials, bags, payment method, counting your cash, all the effort leading up to the day, as well as setting up, being there for the day, packing down, and then doing a stock check afterwards, I felt like it was way too much. So last year I cut it right back down. This year I am staying the same. My ultimate aim at the moment is to do one or two local ones during the year. So I've got a church fair, as I said, and then I'm doing Swindon Open Studios in September. So Swindon Open Studios is an event that takes place across Swindon town, and it's where artists open their doors to their studios to the public, or for people like myself who unfortunately I can't share my studio in person, then it's the opportunity to share a space and be out there with several artists in one location. So this year I will be just down the road from the Swindon train station, along with Podpad Studios and a couple of other international artists as well. I think there's about 15 of us in total, but it is surely going to be a rememberable experience. Past September, the only other in-person events I plan on attending are perhaps a couple of Christmas ones. Again, get rid of some of this stock. I am doing summer sales or second sales as well, to try and sort of shift them a bit. So as I said, I can focus more on that artwork side of things. And I'm hoping today I will also get around to painting again, as I'm still painting that hand series. I've still got that hand commission, and I've got some ideas for these blocks here. They're browned wooden blocks. But enough of me yapping. Let's get on, let's get prepared for my first show, craft show, stand, stall, whatever you want to call it, of the year. So as I said, a lot of my stock is in here, as well as I've got a packing section below, and if I move this piece, a whole box, I say a whole one, it's half full of cards. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect at this one. I've been to one myself as a visitor, but not as a stall holder. So in other parts of the house, we've got the table that we use. It's just a camping table. as well as a lovely big tablecloth. If anyone does art shows or events or wants to set up their own, get a white tablecloth. It will save you, honestly. So because I haven't done an event in a while, I don't know where half my stuff is, so you're going to come exploring with me. But the first thing I do, I make sure I have my money. So, I know I've got my money tin, because people still pay in cash, you will be surprised. And somewhere down here, I should have a card machine. So I don't know if this will pick up the audio, but I have several boxes down here. Oh, more bubble wrap. Useful. That I should have a receipt book. And my sum up machine. So there are so many card providers, I would suggest doing your research. But I've gone for sum up, the card machine's in there, and I keep everything in there for it as well. So that is payments, tick. Past there, for me, it's mainly stock. Just check I haven't got anything else here. And we're good. So, I say it's stock. It's also stock in the things that hold the stock. So my good old IKEA wooden basket. I've gone from using wicker baskets to using more wooden things, just because I use these around the studio, and I found the wicker baskets, things were getting caught in them, just wasn't a nice experience for me or my customer. So, I've got more bubble wrap. Just because of the things I sell, I always have a bit of bubble wrap with me. However, I'm going to take a handful of bags because I've got some mugs. So I wouldn't expect to need probably any more than these, unless someone wants to buy like everything. You never know. And I also take a stack of brown paper bags as well. So that's for, you know, when people buy cards and little bits like that. They are so good to have. I did buy way too many at one point, so I have sold a hell of a lot off to another small business near me, and so, you know, helping each other out in that way. I don't think I need any other packing materials, so let's get on with the stock itself. I do have a whole load of Christmas cards, but I'm not going to take those with me today for, it feels a little bit too early. However, I do have notebooks, and these are lined notebooks. So I have been selling these at £10, but I feel like I might drop my price to £8 just because I have quite a few left. And let's sort through some of this as well. So I try and keep the stock, as you've just seen, pulled out in boxes, so then it's way easier for me to pick out. And again, more Christmas cards, so I'm just going to pop these all to one side. I've got Christmas tags, so all this will come back out, just not today. However, I do have my coasters. So that notebook that I just showed you of the animals, I used to have coasters of these. However, they did all sell out, much to my surprise. Also got a mug, so I've got mugs. And then this is a sign for one of my originals. I'm not going to take originals to this show. Ah, yeah, £8. There you go. And there's my second sale sign. So that is really important. The earrings and notebooks I'm going to change up because I've changed up my earrings sign, and I also need to do a new print sign. So I draw them by hand, just because I think it gives that little touch. Just going to steal the blue tack from here. Blue tack is also a lifesaver. So the number of times you think, oh, I don't need blue tack, you'll need it, trust me. There you go. And then I got a whole bunch more of notebooks. So there's quite a few of them to go. And that gives me an empty box. So I've got my little piles here of the things I'm going to take, things that I need. And here's the rest of my mugs. So I've got 6 mugs, 7 mugs, including that sort of spare one. Quite a few of those are that flower design. However, I have one more mug of the coloured cars and motorcycles. And then, oh sorry, 2 more of that one. And then 1 more of the black and white one. And then they, of course, have matching coasters. Sadly, it's not Father's Day or anything. That's already been and gone here in the UK. But fingers crossed, there should be a birthday or something happening soon. So that's everything from there, except from my little pad. So in here, my little pouch, I've got sellotape, scissors, ooh, if I can get them out. There you go. Spare pen, and look at that. Look, saviour. This is your saviour, right? As well as a spare pen, extra labels here, of which I need to rewrite. And those again are original ones, so I will keep these aside because I'm not taking originals. And then I've got a little notebook just to tell me what I've sold, if I need to keep an eye on anything, and tot up for the day. So that stays neatly in this pouch, and it means that myself and my husband, who is often with me, bless him, just knows where everything is. He keeps it all neat. And when that when things are floating around, you can be like, right, it's in there. So that area is done. Time for the cards. So my cards are one of the biggest set of items that I bring with me. Just moving sculptures. Those are my hands. So if you haven't seen my story of my art video, go ahead and see that to see where these have come from. So these are all my Christmas cards. I said I had a lot. Like, look at all these. I've got 3 packs. I think these are all my 3 packs. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to move the hands again. This is the thing about when I sort stuff out. I want things to have a home while I do things. Because then if I need to leave the task, or, you know, I'm going to have this stuff in a box for a week or 2, I need to know everything's okay. And then, oh Lord, okay. So these are the cards I need. Like those ones. That's a Christmas card. I don't know why that's there. All of these are ones I want. And then again, Christmas cards. Note to previous self, what am I doing? How did I organise this? However, the piece de resistance. If you do French, I'm really sorry if I murdered that. This is all my cards. So I got my seconds cards as well as all my legitimate cards. They're all in here, as well as some more Christmas tags and some Christmas stickers. Yeah, not today. They're going back in that hidey hole. Da, da, da. And here are the other notebooks. So for the grand total of, how much did I mark those up as? £3, £7, £18, you can get a 3-piece set. I think only of these, because like of the mug, the coaster and the notebook, because I don't have the notebook in any other description. Okay, those are all seconds. Cool. Oh, a load of... Okay. So if I just show you, all the brown envelope ones are normal cards. All the white envelope ones that you can see in the middle are Christmas cards. So, I don't need half of this tub. Literally half of this tub. Right, call me mad. I'm keeping a couple of Christmas cards in there because they are seconds. Because when cutting out the design, it just went slightly wrong. It's July. Someone's surely Christmas shopping at this point. Summer sales, Christmas. Yeah. And then if we put all these other cards in. So for my September event, I might take a few more Christmas cards, as I might do them as second sales as well, just as you say, to get them out the door. And then these smaller ones as well. Because I did quite a few of them for one person and then they didn't buy them all. Story of my life. But that's okay. That's absolutely fine. So I pack up some of the notebooks in with my cards because they fit really, really nicely in there. And it just means that they're kept safe as well. They're not banged around. Dun, dun, dun. Squeeze one more in. One more. Could we squeeze another one in? No. Pushing the boat out too far. And now I'm just going to try and fit a couple more in sideways. So as I say, it just protects them a little bit. Will those cards fit now? No. Right, pop them on top. Hope for the best. Will the lid close? It does. It does. One box down. So past here, I will also be taking my 12x12 prints. So I've got covers for them. They're not going to get damaged. I'm keeping that one up there as I accidentally damaged it. So that one won't be sold. However, I do have brand new ones. The packaging does dull them a little bit, but I'd rather these be protected and slightly dulled than sticky fingers. and all sorts. So I've got the 12 by 12 ones, and then I've also got the 6 by 6 ones, so it's my like plump melancholy, scene, and jealousy. And they're all signed and numbered as well, as limited edition prints. I'm just thinking, I know what I've forgotten. And I will probably sort this out off camera. However, I also started making loads and loads of earrings. So all of these are just stud earrings, and I have boxes and boxes of these. This is the last time I've decided to sell my earrings, and then I'm basically just going to give, well, not give them away, but sell them in bulk. As initially when I first started craft fairs and shows, this was the kind of product that I was going for: the mugs, the coasters, you know, giftware. And now I've turned more seriously towards my artwork, and that's what a path that I'd rather go down. So I'm gonna have my earrings with me, but I will be selling them like ridiculously cheap. And that's not to downplay anyone else's creativity, but it's literally because I just now want rid of them. All right. The very last thing, so I'll sort that out off of camera, but I've got some bags to go with them and such, so you can see how this stacks up. But the last thing I'm going to bring, other than of course the core elements of getting that table and such, is I'm going to take my latest pet portrait. So these three beauties. And that's because a lot of people in the area I know have dogs, or pets at least, so it means that when I have this on display, it shows that I do pet portraits, and they can come to me and inquire what my prices are and also timings. So hopefully that's going to bring quite a few people in for me, and also I'm quite proud of this one. Like, look at them, they're adorable. Like, so as I said, I've got a few things to sort out behind the scenes. Otherwise, that is pretty much me sorted. So if I take you through the table quickly, recap on what I take to a craft show, and then get on with the rest of the packing. So you can quickly see how much this is built up. So as I said, I've got my tub, and I've also got a couple of card holders. This is what all the cards were in, so if I just lift up these prints, you can see all the cards stacked in there, as well as some notebooks, and then the spare ones across the table here. My packing materials, and payment items. I've also got mugs, earrings, and this is what I mean, all of that is full, absolutely full, as well as spare boxes behind there. And of course my coasters. So I've got a few options to do for display. However, this is pretty much all of my items, and they will go into a box so that they're easily transported on the day, and not damaged at all. So hopefully this all goes good, and I'll have lots of lovely customers coming to me for pet portraits, as well as some gifty items. So I better get on with that, because the day's ticking by, and I will see you next week.